Yo, welcome back to another episode of The Fifth Show. Tonight I'm going to show you guys how I edit my music videos. Again, how I edit my music videos. I know there are other videos on YouTube of editors showing how they do it. I was searching and I didn't see any recent videos, so I figured I'd add my little sauce on it. I don't know if other niggas trying to hide their methods, but I mean, to each his own. I'm sure you're going to take some from mine, take some from others. Just, you know what I'm saying, if you can find a gem in this video, then use it. But anyway, as you can see, this video is not scripted. I'm just going to jump right in. Alright, so for starters, you want to upload the footage into Final Cut Pro. As you can see, I already have the footage dropped into my Final Cut Pro because I'm going to go back into some files that I've already edited. But if you don't know how to import footage into Final Cut Pro, then you want to go up here in the left hand corner and you want to click this arrow, and then you want to find the source where your footage is located. Usually it's the memory card or the hard drive. You find your footage, you go down here and you import your footage. Now when you're importing your footage, you want to create proxy media. This is the media that I edit in, so that my effects and my render time is cut down in half. Because if you create a proxy media, it's not the full strength file, if I'm even using the right term, but it'll just make your computer run a lot faster. And then once you're done with all of your edits, you can then create the optimized media, which is the true file size or the true file. And it's going to give you the best quality, and then you can export it from there. But we're going to get more into exporting in the last video. Let's jump right back into it. So yeah, you want to go here, you want to import your files. All of your files are going to show up over here in your project, or in your clips, I guess. I don't know what this side is called, but this is where the clips are going to show up at. If you don't see it, it's because you need to come over here and hit the 6 squares over here up in the right hand corner, and it'll reveal that for you. Let me explain why I call this video the skeleton. Because on this, we're really just, you know what I'm saying, getting the bare bones, getting like the best performance shots, and we're just making sure everything is lined up, which is going to make the effects and the B-roll 10 times easier. You're pretty much getting the structure of the entire video together. You know what I'm saying? You're barebacking it. Pause. You know what I'm saying? A skeleton, you're getting all that together. So the first thing I do, I go in here and I find me a clip of the performance. It doesn't matter which one. I typically choose one that I know is going to be fire just because I remember shooting it, and I just drag it down into the timeline. So the first thing I do once I drag it down on the timeline, I lift it from the storyline. So how you do this is you want to go to the clip, click on the clip, and you know what, if you want to get rid of this skimming noise because it can become annoying sometimes, you want to come up here and you want to click this little waveform. If it's purple, that means it's on. If it's gray, that means it's off. Now when I'm skimming, you don't have to worry about hearing the music. But anyway, so yeah, so I go down to the clip, I click on it, I right click, or for the Apple is tap it with 2 fingers, and then I scroll down and I lift from storyline. Okay, so the reason I lift it from the storyline is so that the clip is not affected by the magnetic timeline. So let's say I wanted to make a precise movement in a clip. Well, let's say I wanted to cut this clip right here, and I wanted to move it right there. If this was down on the timeline without it being lifted, you wouldn't be able to have this space in between this clip because the magnetic timeline would automatically connect these clips. But for music videos and pretty much any videos, I like to be able to control where the clip is. I don't want it to be moving on its own, especially when we go in and we start selecting clips that we want. You know, you don't want certain clips to be moving out of its place. And you'll see once I get to that part. Alright, so now that this clip is lifted from the story's timeline, you want to actually go and find the song and drag the song down below the video as well. If you didn't import your song, you can easily find your song on your computer and then drag it right into the timeline. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and match the vocals from the real clips with the vocals from the song so that everything lines up. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the vocals from the clip are muted, or you can just drag and drop it down like I just did. And then you want to go to the song and play the song. And what I usually do is I look for the part of the song where the beat drops, and then I add a marker on that part by hitting M on the keyboard. I usually find like when the beat drops or when he says a certain word, usually a certain word is better because you'll know that the words are going to be on point. And I'll show you how I do it right now. Oh, hold on. You see how this is real choppy? That means I probably don't have the files on Proxy Media. Remember when I said import your files as a proxy? If you don't, then sometimes when you play your files back, they'll be a little bit choppy. And you want your files to run smooth while you're editing so that you can really, you know what I'm saying, like so that the flow will be right. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So that the flow of everything will be right. Because it's hard to edit on beat if the shit is looking choppy. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that I forgot to mention, when you're importing your files, in my opinion, it's best to let all of the files render before you start editing. For some reason, if you start editing before all of your files render, in certain parts of the timeline, it'll skip. I don't know if that's just me, or let me know in the comments if this has ever happened to you as well. You're editing and like it's like that one part of your timeline just always skips for some reason. I think it only does that when you start editing before you let your clips actually render that you imported in the Final Cut Pro. Leave a comment down below and let me know if this ever happened to you. I'm sweating, it's so hot in here right now, man. I'm about to hit the gas. Listen, man, y'all gotta relax when y'all editing, man. Hit the gas or whatever you do. I'm not saying you gotta hit the gas. Everybody don't smoke. But I'm just saying, man, just try to be relaxed. Like, this seat not even relaxing. I gotta get a new seat in the office. But you know what I'm saying? Like, do whatever you gotta do to relax. Get up, stretch. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, no cap, sometimes I'll listen to somebody else's song while I'm editing the song that I'm supposed to be editing. Just because I be getting sick of these songs. Like, no disrespect. Like, the songs be dope, some of them. But I edit them so much, like I listen to the song back so much, I be knowing the whole song by heart. I be sick of the song by the time the video drop. So sometimes if I'm doing a certain edit that doesn't require me to hear the song, I'll play some other music or a TV show in the background, and it'll just make the editing process a lot easier. But yeah, man. Anyway, back to the edit. So yeah, let's find, oh yeah, this is what I was saying. Let's make sure our footage or our timeline is set to proxy so that everything will run smooth. So the way you do that is you want to go up here to View, and then you see Optimize Original. Like I said, I'm about to switch it to proxy now. Now that it's switched to proxy, watch how much smoother it moves. Everything's running smooth. I think I'm going to try to catch this beat on They Wanna Know. Remember,
See, I got Ricky do racks, now you should know.
Let's go back.
They wanna know.
See, I did it right on no. Okay, and then I'm going to mute the actual song by hitting V on the keyboard. That's how you disable clips. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to raise the volume on this actual clip again. And I'm going to find that part of the song where he says They Wanna Know. Now, I will say sometimes if it's like some words at the beginning, the actual artist might not say that part of the song. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But I'm going to search and see if he does. Maybe he does. Let's see. Or for real, I can actually hear the song playing in the background. So as long as I can hear the song playing in the background and I can match it up, that's all that matters. But yeah, let's get it. Hey, this video is so hard, I might show y'all the end of this. They want to. I was talking like hell through it. What I was trying to say was I might show you guys this whole video because this video is already edited. I'll go back and show you. Like, this video is already edited. As you can see, I got green screen shit going on. I got all kinds of adjustment layers. Like, trust me, I'm going to show you guys this video at the end on the third segment when I'm doing the color grade. I'm going to show you how everything turned out. Alright, so now that we have found this part in the song where he says They Wanna Know, what you want to do is you want to, of course, you hit M to add your marker on that part. You want to line these markers up. You want to line these markers up. And now we can enable the music again by hitting V on the music. And it should be lined up.
We got Ricky the Rack.
Nah, it's a little bit off. So if it's a little bit off, what you want to do is you want to come over here and you want to expand your timeline. Usually if you expand it, what you'll notice is those markers are now lined up like you thought they were. Boom. Now they're lined up. And now when I hit play, it should be on point.
Hey, tell when I know how I got rich. We got Ricky the Racks now. You should know. She throw me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. Tell when I know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Riding with my slimes, yeah, we keeping them posed. And I'm having bad bitches at my shows. 350 chain and aim at your nose. I'm trending, top it. They wanna know.
That's enough. But anyway, so now that this is lined up, now what you're going to do is, first of all, let's shrink this again because we don't need it to be that large. We kind of want to see a little bit more. So now what you need to do is you need to go in here and you need to find all of the rest of the performance shots. Okay? It's that simple. And what you want to do is, you want to do the same thing. You want to disable this. You want to go into this clip, listen to it. That was pretty close. That was pretty close. Purples are lined up. Enable it again. Make sure it's on point.
Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Tell when I know how I got rich. We got Ricky the Racks now. You should know.
Make sure it's on point.
She throw me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. Tell when I know.
Yep, there it is.
Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Riding with my slimes, yeah, we keeping them posed. And I'm having bad bitches at my show.
Perfect. And what you want to do is you want to go and do that for all of the actual performance scenes. Just the performance scene. Once that's lined up, you know, I'm going to line up 3 of them. I'm not going to line up all of them because it might be a lot. And I know some people like to use the, the multicam feature. That multicam feature is cool, but I just feel like it's harder to add effects when you're selecting from the multicam. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I like to do it this way because when I do it this way, I can really play with the clips and I don't know, it's just my way of doing it, honestly, versus the multicam. But the multicam is cool. I just feel like the multicam, you got to do too much. You got to separate everything. You got to separate these clips as performances, these clips as B-roll. Honestly, I don't know what all of my B-roll is going to be. Honestly, I might use some of the actual performance as B-roll. So I like to break it down this way. So I have more than one performance scene, but for this, I'm going to do just 3 just to kind of show you how I go through and cut up and make the skeleton of just 3 clips when usually it'll be more. And another side note, I feel like doing it this way, it makes you want to get your shots correct when you're out in the field shooting. And I say that to say, you don't want to have a million of the same shots to look through when you're editing because that shit can get you tired as hell. Like, this shit is mad tedious. So I say that to say, me having to look through 10 of the same shots, not because the artist did something wrong or not because, you know, we just wanted to get, you know, different angles or different views. I was looking through 10 of the same shots because I wasn't moving right or I didn't have some settings right, so I had to redo the shot a bunch of different times. Whereas though, if I really would have dialed in and focused and pre-planned everything, then, you know, I probably could have got that shot 1 or 2 times. And when you're dealing with, you know, time is money. You know, somebody might pay you for 4 hours and you out there messing up doing a shot 3 times where you could have did it 1 time and now you're wasting, you know, more of the artist's time and more of your time. But anyway, I say all of that to say, go out there with your game plan. Go out there knowing what you're going to shoot. Go out there and know how you want to move with the camera. That way, when you're going through and you're looking for, you know, the certain clips that you want to use, you're not looking at, you know, 10 of the same clips. Now, it's okay to have the same shot, but now you got different angles. That's different because now you're, you know what I'm saying, you're getting different vibes, you're getting different feelings because you have different angles. So I'm not saying don't go out there and get different angles and different focal lengths of the same shot. I'm saying don't go out there and be doing the front, back, 4 times, and now you're looking through 4 different versions of you just moving back and forth. Nah, you're wasting time, bro. Like, get that shit right in 2 takes. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to the actual skeleton. Let's find one more. Let's find one more performance scene just so I can kind of show you guys how I really cut up and chop up the actual scene. All right, we'll do this one right here. All right, so again, we're gonna mute the actual music, and then we're gonna find that same spot in this clip.
I don't have a bad bitches on my shoulder.
Now, even though it's proxy, sometimes you gotta let it load a little bit. You know what I mean? Especially when you start adding multiple clips. But usually when it's proxy, it loads up pretty quick. And if you can't tell when it's loading, is when these dots are starting to subtract. But you know what I'm saying? If you're skimming over the timeline, then it's gonna stop it from rendering. So let me stop skimming. Or you know, it might be good enough for me to listen to.
They wanna know.
Alright, so I started recording a little bit after the beginning of the song, so I didn't get a chance to actually hear that very first part that we already put markers on. So I had to find another spot to put a marker on that was a little deeper in the song, but it don't matter. As long as you can find that same spot, then you're good. So what am I looking for? A chopper when it's silent? Is that what he said right there? Let me see. Okay, I'm looking for silent. How's a chopper when it's silent? Alright, so let's go find how's a chopper when it's silent.
She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. They wanna know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Riding with my slimes, every keeping them posed. And I'm having bad bitches at my shows. 350 chain and they aim at your nose. I'm trending, topic. They wanna know how a nigga poppin'. They wanna know. Money keep on coming. They wanna know how it's a chopper, but it's silent.
Okay, silent. This shit might be a little bit off because it was still rendering, but that's an easy fix, man. Like, you can even fix this after you chop up everything and figure out what clips you want to use. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not on point, you still have plenty of time to, you know, get it right. So let's see if this is on point. The song. Could let it render.
Keep on coming. They wanna know.
Let it render real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Motherfucker, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just hit the weed. Hey, make sure you like, subscribe. Sponsored by His Nation TV, of course. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to give you guys more content, things that are different. Or you know what? Fuck it. I might start doing some of the same shit that I see other people doing. I see multiple videos all the time of things that are already out. Maybe y'all might just fuck with the way, you know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all might just fuck with the way I do it. Who knows, man? So you know what? Yeah, I'm about to start doing, you know, all kinds of different effect videos that's already out there. Fuck it, I need more videos. So I'm about to be doing sky replacements, color grading, motherfucking all that. How to make things change colors. I'm doing all that stuff that's been out for years. Fuck it. Y'all might fuck with the way I, you know what I'm saying, explain it. I feel like don't nobody talk like me in this space. I'm hitting gas on my channel. Yeah, I'm getting gas. Hey, Grabba, come holla at me. I need sponsors. Grabba, Blue Chew. We barebacking right now. Pause. We barebacking. Hey, Blue Chew, let me get that sponsor. This is the skeleton. This is the bare back of the video. You dig? So I'm gonna let it render a little bit more, man. I'm gonna let it render. Alright, let's make sure it's on point.
Money keep on coming. They wanna know how it's a chopper, but it's solid. They wanna.
Alright, so now what you can do is, it's definitely going to be more clips than this, but I'm only taking 3 just to kind of show you guys and not overwhelm you. So now what I'll do is, I will pretty much go to the beginning of the song and listen to it. If the beginning of the song has a breakdown like this where they're not really saying anything and you know you're going to put B-roll in this section, you can go ahead and trim all of these clips until pretty much like the hook or when he really starts rapping. So right now we're just seeing what we have to work with when it comes to performance scenes and shots where he's actually saying the words. Because one thing, if you'll notice, artists, they're not going to say every word in the music video. And typically, you're not going to show every part of the performance scene because you're going to have B-roll and effects and things like that. But you do just want to know what you're working with. That way you can know where you need to put B-roll, what part is strong. You get it, man. You get it. I feel like I have to explain. I'm doing too much. Let's get back into it. So we're going to go a little bit towards the beginning of the verse. And what I literally will do is I'll listen to the song. Actually, I probably would, since he jumps into the hook, I probably would start it a little earlier than that, honestly.
Riding with my slides, yeah, we keeping them.
Grabber. I said grabber. Hey, Raw Cones, come holla at your boy. Hey, Burner. Yeah, come holla at your boy. I need that sponsor, need that cookie sponsor, man. You know what I'm saying? We do things a little differently over here. Burner. Yeah, we hitting cones, vibes. Hey, Burner, come holla at me, man. Need that cookie sponsor, need that vibe sponsor, man. I know I'm early, but hey, get at your boy when it's early. Alright, so here you go.
That one I know.
Oh, look, I already know.
I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now. You should know.
I probably have to start like right here. So I can already know that I'm going to eliminate this first little part. Because look, when he starts talking, we can't even see his face. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but I can just tell by the way this looks, I'm not going to use that part. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it would have been dope if I started from the bottom and then came up and caught him like, but I know I'm not using this part, so.
That one I know. How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now.
Alright, so I'll stop it like right when he's about to say another like line in the song. So what I'll do is I'll trim that one since I know I'm not going to use that, and I'll go and look at this one.
That one I know. How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks.
I don't like that one either. He's not saying it. So let's go to this one.
That one I know.
Yeah, I don't like that one either. He's not saying it. So we're going to trim that one. And let's look at this last one.
That one I know. How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now.
I don't know what he's not even saying. Like, what is that?
That one I know. How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now.
I don't know what he was
saying.
That one I know.
How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now. You should know.
Like the best one, right? He's speaking right there, but that was not the part of the song that was playing. But this is the best
that
one.
I know.
There's probably a better one that I just didn't pull down in the timeline, but for this video's sake, you get it. We're going to use this one.
How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now.
Alright. And then let's see how this one looks.
How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now. You should know. She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. That one I know.
Okay. I found another spot that I feel like I want to clip it. So what I usually do is I go through and I clip all of the clips at the same spot. That way I can go up here and I can look at that one. I'm like, okay, I know how that one looks, but let's disable it. Let's hit V and disable it. And we'll go back from this part. Watch it. See if we like the way
How I got rich, we got Ricky the Racks now.
This shit will skip right now, huh? This shit would 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 skip right now And then I go to this one, and once I disable that one, I come down to this, and I'll play it again and see
how I got rich, we got rickety racks now. You should know. She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now.
Nah, he wasn't saying anything right there, so let's get rid of that. It's probably gonna be the top one. But sometimes you might want to look at the bottom one all the way through, because you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta cut every clip at the same spot. You can pretty much let clips run longer, let clips run shorter. It's all based on what you see here. That's why I like to make the best skeleton that I possibly can, even though I know I'm going to cover a lot of it up with B-roll. But let's see how just this clip looks, you know what I'm saying, with more than one section.
How I got rich, we got rickety racks now. You should know. She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now.
That might be it though, for real. And what I can do is, it look a little plain, it goes a little longer than I would like, but you know what I'm saying, effects and different things can, you know what I'm saying, make that clip not seem as long.
How I got rich, we got rickety racks now. You should know.
Damn, I do like that. But we're gonna go with this top one just to show you how the skeleton comes together. So then what I like to do is, once I made a final decision on what clip I want to use, I'll delete all the other ones that are under it or over it that I didn't use, and then I'll trim it so that it falls into place. That's how I know it's right where I wanted to stop or right where I wanted to cut.
Hey, that one I know. How I got rich, we got rickety racks now. You should know. She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. That one I know. You should know.
Alright, now we'll go to the next
She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. That one I know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome.
I want to stop it right there. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome, because I feel like I want to switch.
Kicks off white and my heart is chrome.
And he did a dance move. I'll probably end up using that one, but we're gonna cut all of the clips, and then we're gonna disable that top one and see how this red look. Now I haven't used red yet, so I might, you know what I'm saying, throw the red in there just to switch it up. But he's dancing right here, so usually dancing, you know what I'm saying, dancing shots look good when you slow-mo or add effects. So you gotta keep that in your mind when you're making your skeleton and cutting too.
Ain't gotta ask now, that one I know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome.
I mean, that was a good shot. It ain't better than that top one though, so I'm gonna delete it. Let's see how the bottom look.
You should know. She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now, that one I know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome.
That's cool, but I kind of want to save some of the jewelry store scenes for more towards the end. I don't want to show too much of the jewelry store right now, just because Baby Jungle, a lot of his verse is going to be in there because he only had a couple locations that we shot, you know what I'm saying, his verse. So I got to keep that in mind too. I don't want to flood the beginning with jewelry store shots if I know the other artist has to have a lot of jewelry store shots. And just the way that we plan the video out, at the end, it's kind of like they're leaving the jewelry store. So we kind of want to make it so that it's showing certain clips at the beginning, and then it goes to him going to the jewelry store, getting valeted, getting the car valeted, and then pulling off. So you got to keep that in mind when you're cutting these clips ups too. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get to that. So anyway, let's see how the jewelry store scene looks.
Pussy, I ain't gotta ask now, that one I know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome.
Now we're going to go to dancing. So let's get rid of that too. And if it's the same clip, what you can do is hold on, let's make this timeline a little bit bigger so you guys can really see what I'm doing. Let's stretch it out, my bad. I usually like to have it like this. Alright, so now what I want to do is, if you're going to use the same clip for, you know what I'm saying, a long period of time, or for 2 sections I should say, go ahead and delete that one and just make this one longer. There's no need to have random clips, because what if you decide to stabilize this? It's going to have a jump into stabilization if you have 2 different clips chopped, or if you have 1 clip chopped. So I would just stretch it out and make it 1 clip, and then we go to this part of the song, the next part of the song, and we figure out where we want to stop it.
Riding with my slides, they were keeping them posed, and I'm having bad bitches at my shows.
Alright, at my shows. Cut that one. Oh yeah, also if you do want to cut all 3 of them at one time, you can easily just highlight them and then Command B and it'll cut wherever your playhead is at. So yeah, that's another way to do it. But anyway, let's go and look at all 3 of these.
Riding with my slides, they were keeping them posed, and I'm having bad bitches at my shows.
Okay, I probably won't use that because I just used this scene for a long period of time. And we haven't used any red yet, so it's probably gonna be the red.
Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Riding with my slimes, yeah, we keeping them posed.
Damn, shit's skipping. Let's go back a little bit.
Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Riding with my slimes, yeah, we keeping them posed.
I like that.
Keeping them posed. And I'm having bad bitches at my shows.
That's hard. Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at the Jewelry Store clip just because it's probably fire, but I need to use this one, so I'm just gonna use this one. Fuck it. But I did kind of like the way the end of this of the outdoor scene looks, so maybe I'll cut back to the outdoor scene. Let's see how it looks. I like the way he was pointing in this. So we'll go here.
Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Riding with my slimes, yeah, we keeping them posed. And I'm having bad bitches at my shows.
Okay. And sometimes what I'll do is, let's say I am conflicted between two clips. Like maybe two of the clips are fire. Because a lot of times you'll be like, damn, both of these fire. I don't know where I want to go. So what I'll do is, instead of deleting the clip, I'll just disable it and keep the one that I actually like enabled. And then that way when I'm going through and watching the actual skeleton through, just based on how it's flowing, I might go with the other one, or I might just say F it and go with the one that I selected. But sometimes I will keep a possible clip, but I'll disable it and I won't just delete it. But anyway, let's move on. So I can delete this since I know I'm going to go with that top part. And now it drops it down in the timeline. And now we'll look at the next part.
Refitted chain and aim at your nose. I'm trending topic. They wanna know.
Alright, now I'm gonna cut it there. Highlight all three of them. Command B. Alright, disable the top. Let's see how the red looks. Might go back to red.
And I'm having bad bitches at my shows. Refitted chain and aim at your nose. I'm trending topic. They wanna know.
Alright. So yeah, I'm not gonna use that top. I might show a little bit of the Jewelry Store towards the end. I didn't really like the end of this red, but maybe I'll like the end of the Jewelry Store.
At my shows, refitted chain and aim at your nose. I'm trending topic. They wanna know.
Yeah. So then we'll trim this so that falls down. And I'm only gonna do the hook, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I'm not.
Refitted chain and aim at your nose.
The gist. Matter of fact, I'm about to stop right now. You get what I'm doing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could possibly have 5 of these tracks stacked up. Just go through, figure out which one you want, and then go back and look. And look how much progress we made. We only chopped up about 6 clips, but it's already
How I got rich, we got rickety racks now. You should know. She throw me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. They wanna know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Riding with my slimes, yeah, we keeping them posed. And I'm having bad bitches at my shows. Refitted chain and aim at your nose.
Then once you get your skeleton, you're gonna do this throughout. You're gonna do this all the way to the end of the video. Go through, figure out what clip you want to use. That's how I do it. Now for B-roll. For B-roll, what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll find. I already know some of the B-roll because when I'm shooting, I know what I'm getting as B-roll because I'm changing my settings to either 120 or 60 frames per second. That way I can slow-mo it. So I already know some of the scenes that I want to put in, use as B-roll, and I know what part of the songs are going to go on based on what the artist is saying. So what I'll do is, and you best believe, once you go through and chop up all of those performance shots, you're going to know what part of the performance shots you want to actually use as B-roll, meaning that you might want to slow it down and use it as some B-roll. Because after you look through all those performance scenes, you're going to be like, damn, that's fire. Like, that's going to be hard slow mode. Like, I don't even want to use this part of the performance scene because I know I'm going to use it for some B-roll somewhere else. So it'd be like that sometime. But anyway, what I do is I go through my clips here and I'll find something that I know is going to be B-roll. Like, let's say, for instance, at the beginning, I know I'm going to use, I know for a fact I'm going to use like this shot of him walking down these stairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to just drag that into the timeline. It don't matter if it's messing shit up. Like, that's one thing a lot of people got to get out of their head. There's always a, what is it called? There's always a undo button. So don't be scared to just throw stuff in your timeline. Don't be scared to try stuff. You can always undo it. Like, don't be scared to mess up and move stuff around. You can always undo it. So what I'll do is I'll just drag this joint right down in the timeline. I know at the beginning I want to get him walking down the stairs, so I'm just going to skim through this clip and find him walking. And then I'm going to trim it by hitting Command B, of course. Delete that first part. Move it to the front. Turn down this audio, and then if I know I shot it in 60 frames, I'm just gonna go over here to this gear, and I'm gonna go down to automatic speed because it's automatically gonna stretch it out, or it's automatically gonna retime it to the right timing. So anytime you shot in 60, it's gonna say 40%, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just probably cut it on one of them claps. And, you know what I'm saying, fast forward it to another part of him coming down. Cut that. And then on one of them claps, make it jump cut. That's kind of weak. But you get it. I'll just look through and I probably have other shots of it. I think I got other shots of him coming down. So yeah, I got closer shots and shit like that. So I'm just going to find the B-roll part that I really want. It's probably going to be that right there. And then I'll drag it down here. But the moral of the story is, for the B-roll, what I do is I simply just find any B-roll shot that I like, that I know I want to slow-mo, and I literally just drag it down into the timeline and then slow it down and then find like the part that I want to use. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just find a bunch of B-roll clips, drag them down to the timeline, pretty much slow them down, and then just drop them throughout the timeline over the clip where I know I want it to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty simple. Like, let me just give a good example real quick. Let's see what we got. We got Baby Jungle. Let's say I just wanted to use this part. I would literally come here, cut this, cut that, delete, come to this clip, automatic speed it. Oh, I shot that in 4K. I wouldn't use it. It's gonna be choppy. So I would probably go to something like this watch. I'm willing to bet this part. I'm willing to bet all of this is 60. Yeah, so I'll probably come to this emblem, trim that, slide it over here just to, you know what I'm saying, get it away from everything else. Like, let me see, and that's probably a better little part. Alright, and then I will come here, automatic speed it, slow it down, look at it. Right up right there. That don't look too good, but there's probably a better motion in there somewhere. You get it. Find that one, boom, I like that. Hey, let's bring it back. I told you can always undo. Command Z. I need to find that watch part. So since this is already automatic speed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to just shrink the timeline and go find that watch. That's probably like right up in here. Bingo. Clip. Go a little bit ahead. Clip. Delete. Drag this over here. Put it with the other part. Put it with the other B-roll. Usually I put it towards the back. So usually I'll have it like sitting back here on some shit like this. Just out the way. Come up here. I know this spinning is going to be dope in slow-mo. Find this part as another B-roll. Automatic speed it. Find the twisting part. Cut it. Cut it again. Alright. And then I have B-roll right here. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll go in and just find everything that could possibly be used as B-roll, and I'll do exactly what I'm doing now. Bring it down in here, retime it so that it's slow-mo, cut it, put it in the back, and then go through and figure out where I want to drop some B-roll. So I'll probably listen to the song.
How I got rich, we got rickety racks now.
How I got rich, we got rickety racks. Okay, you rich? I'm going to put that watch up in there. Probably throw the B-roll in there. Let's make it a little larger so we can really see what's going on. Damn, this video longer than I thought. Oh well, that's why I'm breaking it up. So anyway, I will go and find out exactly where I'm gonna put that B-roll.
How I got rich, we got rickety racks.
Got rickety racks. And let's say racks. I wanted to go to this.
How I got rich, we got rickety racks. Now you should know.
Cut. On the next beat, then I'll trim it. Boom.
Racks now you should know. She told me that pussy, I ain't gotta ask now. They wanna know.
They wanna know? Might throw another B-roll in there. I mean, this is just B-roll that I'm throwing in there for the sake of this video. Like, I already know how the video looks, so I already know what I put in all of these spots. But I just would have to go and find it. But, yeah, so pretty much you can just go through the video and you can add the B-roll wherever you want the B-roll. So I will go right here, add that right there. So another cool thing to do, since all of these clips are in slow-mo, towards the end of the clip, you can pretty much do like a speed ramp, and it'll make it look, you know, a little bit better as it moves on to the next clip, kind of like this.
Kicks off white and my heart is.
Okay, so my heart is chrome, so I will go a little bit back. I'm hitting the back arrow. I will go a little bit back. I will come here and hit Shift B, not Command B. Command B is the cut. Shift B is to retime. And once I do that, I would grab this little, let me zoom in actually so you can see exactly what I'm grabbing. I'll grab like this little black bar at the end, and I'll go ahead and retime it like this until it's fast. So then I'll go ahead and drag this towards the end, maybe slide this back a little bit more so it's on beat again, and then this is how it'll look.
Kicks off white and my heart is chrome. Ride with.
You know what I'm saying? And just to give it a little more effect, I'm going to drag this a little bit more and then bring the speed down and then drag that back so it matches. And because I feel like the last one was too short. It really didn't show the effect. That's why I dragged it out a little bit more, just so that when it speeds off, it'll capture more of the movement, I guess, and you'll see.
Now they wanna know. Kicks off white and my heart is chrome.
That was a little too much. Sometimes if you don't, and this is perfect. This is why it's good to, like, on some of your shots, whip away. Because if I would have whipped away with my camera, like did a whip effect with my camera, then this effect would have looked a lot better. Since I kind of panned and stayed there, the effect didn't look as good when I speed ramped off. So just keep that in mind when you're shooting. Sometimes you want to whip away because it'll look good when you speed ramp it. But yeah, man, you guys kind of get the gist. You want to go find your B-roll. You want to add it everywhere that you want to add it. You want to keep effects in mind. Of course, that's coming next video. But yeah, man, this is how I create the skeleton. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Like, subscribe, comment. And yeah, man, that's it, man. Part 2 is coming soon. We're going to get into effects. I might dive a little bit more into B-roll. And yeah, man, this shit is unscripted, man.